Narrated by Nu'aym al-Mujmir. I climbed with Abu Huraira to the roof of the mosque where he performed wudu. Then he said, I heard the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, say, Indeed, my nation will be called on the day of resurrection with bright faces and shining limbs because of the athara of wudu. So whoever among you is able to increase the brightness of his face and limbs, let him do so. Narrated by al-Bukhari and Muslim. In this great hadith, the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, explains the virtue of wudu and the high status of this act of worship before Allah. On the day of resurrection, the believers will be recognized among all nations by visible signs resulting from wudu, which will appear as light and brightness on their faces, hands, and feet. The word Gurran means people with bright and radiant faces, while Muhajjaleen refers to the shining light appearing on the hands and feet in the places washed during wudu. Abu Huraira narrated this hadith while performing wudu on the roof of the mosque in order to teach people the practical application of the Sunnah and to remind them of the virtue and great effects of wudu in both this life and the hereafter. The statement of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, whoever among you is able to increase the brightness of his face and limbs, let him do so, means striving to perfect and complete the wudu properly. And it does not mean introducing innovations or exceeding the limits of Islamic teachings. This hadith shows that wudu is not merely a physical purification, but also a cause of light, honor, and elevation on the Day of Judgment. It also demonstrates the eagerness of the companions to follow the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, and teach it to others. Furthermore, the hadith encourages Muslims to preserve and perfect their wudu, because the effects of obedience and worship will appear upon the believer on the day of resurrection in a magnificent and radiant form.